Okay, we are in 5th chapter, 5.8. Fernando Prabhu, do you want to read it?
Yes, sure, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Naiva kinchit karonti iti yukto maniyata tadva vit tasyan stasyan jigaran asnam gachan swapan shvasan pralapan visryan trinan mission api indriyateshu vartanta iti darayan. Translation. A person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving, about, sleeping, and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects and that he is aloof from them. Purport. A person in Krishna consciousness is pure in his existence, and consequently, he has nothing to do with any work which depends upon 5 immediate and remote causes: the doer, the work, the situation, the endeavor, and fortune. This is because he is engaged in the loving transcendental service of Krishna. Although he appears to be acting with his body and senses, he is always conscious of his actual position, which is spiritual engagement. In material consciousness, the senses are engaged in sense gratification. But in Krishna consciousness, the senses are engaged in the satisfaction of Krishna's senses. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness person is always free, even though he appears to be engaged in affairs of the senses. Activities such as seeing and hearing are actions of the senses meant for receiving knowledge, whereas moving, speaking, evacuating, etc. are actions of the senses meant for work. A Krishna consciousness person is never affected by the actions of the senses. He cannot perform any act except in the service of the Lord, because he knows that he is the eternal servitor of the Lord.
French, Michael?
Bien qu'il voie, entende, touche et sente, qu'il mange, bouge, dorme et respire, l'homme dont la conscience est divine sait qu'en réalité, il n'est pas l'auteur de ses actes. Il sait que lorsqu'il parle, évacue, prend, ouvre ou ferme les yeux, seuls les sens matériels et leurs objets sont impliqués, et que lui-même les transcende.
All right, so Lord Krishna is describing about the person in divine consciousness. In other words, he's understood his spiritual nature.
Krishna est en train de décrire à propos de la personne en conscience divine. En d'autres termes, il a compris sa nature divine. Qui a compris sa nature divine?
Although he has a material body and he's engaging in normal activities like everybody else, but he's in consciousness of the Supreme.
Même qu'il est en train de faire des activités normales et qu'il est dans son corps normal, il est en train de faire des activités en conscience du suprême.
He's conscious that he's not the body, that he's a soul living in a material body.
Il est conscient qu'il n'est pas le corps, qu'il est juste une âme qui vit dans le corps matériel.
So he makes use of the material body for the service of the Supreme Lord.
Donc, il fait usage du corps matériel au service du Seigneur suprême.
He understands the body has been given to him by the grace of the Supreme.
Il comprend que le corps lui a été donné par la merci du suprême.
Therefore, he uses his body and his senses simply for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord.
Alors, il utilise son corps et ses sens seulement pour le plaisir du Seigneur.
We may wonder, what? Sleeping? Is it possible we can do that? His sleeping is for the service of the Lord? Yes, you have to keep the body healthy. You have to have some rest. You have to sleep.
On pourrait se demander, puisqu'il est en train de dormir, est-il vraiment en train d'utiliser son corps pour le plaisir du Seigneur? Mais en réalité, bien sûr, parce qu'il faut s'occuper de son corps comme il faut pour pouvoir bien servir le Seigneur.
And similarly, we have to breathe. Without breathing, then the life will be finished in the body.
De la même manière, il faut bien respirer, parce que sans respirer, on ne peut plus servir le Seigneur et notre vie est terminée.
And similarly, eating, he will eat. He eats simply for the maintenance of the body.
Ainsi, il va aussi manger, parce que manger est nécessaire pour maintenir le corps en forme.
In other words, he doesn't live just to eat, but he eats to live.
Pour ainsi dire, il ne vit pas pour manger, mais il mange pour rester en vie.
People in the bodily conception, they eat. Their eating is just for their own enjoyment, for the tongue.
Les gens qui sont dans la conception matérielle dans leur conscience de leur corps seulement, mangent pour le plaisir de manger, pour leur propre plaisir.
So they live to eat, just like the pig, he lives to eat.
Alors, ainsi, eux vivent pour manger, comme le porc. Le porc vit aussi que pour manger.
But the devotee will eat for the maintenance of the body.
Mais le dévot va manger juste pour maintenir son corps vivant.
And he will eat the proper food which has been offered to Lord Krishna.
Et il va manger la nourriture qui est correcte. Il va manger de la nourriture qui est offerte à Krishna.
He knows he is not the body. He understands he's simply the soul, the spiritual particle of the Lord living in the body.
Il sait qu'il n'est pas le corps, mais qu'il est l'âme à l'intérieur du corps.
So he makes use of this body for the service of the Supreme Lord.
Alors, il utilise ce corps juste pour le service du Seigneur suprême.
This is actually yoga, using everything for the service of the Supreme.
C'est cela le yoga, c'est d'utiliser toute chose seulement pour le service du suprême, Krishna.
Just like you rent an apartment, you don't own the apartment, you rent it. So you have to pay rent to the landlord. Every month the landlord comes, he wants his money, he wants the rent.
Par exemple, quand on a un appartement, on doit payer le loyer tous les mois.
In same way, in a similar manner, this body is not ours. It belongs to the Supreme Lord Krishna. And he's given it to us. We have to pay rent to him. We're meant to use it for his service.
De la même manière, nous sommes donnés ce corps par Krishna et nous devons lui repayer en utilisant ce corps à son service.
We enjoy all the facilities of the body. We have to recognize these facilities belong to Krishna.
Nous utilisons tous les bienfaits de ce corps et donc nous devons reconnaître que tous ces bienfaits appartiennent à Krishna.
And we're required to pay to Krishna something for using all his facilities.
Et il est notre devoir de payer Krishna pour ses bienfaits en les utilisant à son égard, pour lui.
So this is the meaning of divine consciousness.
Alors c'est ça ce que veut dire la connaissance divine, la conscience divine.
We understand this body is not mine, it belongs to Krishna, and I should use it in his service.
De comprendre que ce corps n'est pas à moi, mais qu'il est à Krishna et que je dois l'utiliser en son service.
Okay, any question? Anyone has any question? No?
Yeah, Guru Maharaj, they are saying some 5 immediate and remote causes. I could not understand that, Guru Maharaj.
Where?
Consequently, he has nothing to do with any work which depends upon 5 immediate and remote causes. Doer, work, situation, endeavor, and fortune.
Oh, yes, okay, in the second line, yeah.
Yeah, Guru Maharaj.
A person in Krishna consciousness is pure in his existence and consequently has nothing to do with any work which depends upon 5 immediate and remote causes. And these are immediate and remote causes are the doer, the work, the situation, the endeavor, and fortune. So,
Should I read that in French?
okay, yeah, please.
Celui qui sert Krishna, la question est que Vaishnavi ne comprend pas ces 5 facteurs de l'action. Celui qui sert Krishna avec amour et dévotion mène une existence pure. Ses actes ne dépendent donc nullement des 5 facteurs de l'action, à savoir l'auteur, l'acte lui-même, les circonstances, l'effort accompli et la providence.
So the point is that the person in Krishna consciousness, he's the spirit soul. He's a spiritual particle. He has nothing to do with these material circumstances which are affecting us.
Le fait est que la personne en conscience de Krishna sait qu'il est pas le corps, mais l'âme, et donc il n'a rien à avoir avec ses actes.
So immediate and remote causes. In other words, what is the cause of the reactions to our work? What is the cause of our doing certain activities?
Quelle est la cause de la réaction? What is the what? I'm sorry.
What is the cause for us performing activities?
Quelle est la cause pour laquelle nous faisons des activités? Nous accomplissons cette action.
Why do we do something?
Pourquoi faisons-nous quelque chose à la base?
So there are different factors which will affect every action.
Alors, il y a différents facteurs qui vont affecter chaque action.
First of all, there's the doer. The doer is the person who performs the action.
D'abord, il y a la personne qui fait l'action.
And then the work, that particular activity which is performing.
L'acte lui-même, l'auteur, et ensuite il y a l'acte lui-même.
And then the situation, where it's taking place.
Les circonstances, où et quand est-ce que ceci se passe.
And the endeavor, sometimes we do something, we don't endeavor very much. Sometimes, other times we endeavor very greatly. We want something very badly. So there will be different degrees of endeavor.
L'effort accompli. Des fois, il y a un gros effort et des fois, on ne fait presque rien pour accomplir la chose.
And then finally, fortune. Fortune we could describe as simply karma or destiny.
La providence, nous pouvons vouloir dire que ça veut dire la chance, le karma ou le destin.
So we should understand that the devotee, the person in Krishna consciousness, is separate from all of these things.
Donc, la réalité simple est que la personne en conscience de Krishna, qui agit en conscience de Krishna, n'a rien à voir avec ces 5 facteurs.
Yeah, they're described as, these different factors are described as immediate. In other words, these things are there at the particular time of the person performing the activity.
Ces 5 facteurs sont décrits comme immédiats, c'est-à-dire qu'ils sont là exactement au temps où les choses se passent.
And then remote in the sense that they're separate from the person.
Mais elles sont aussi décrites comme lointaines, dans le sens qu'elles sont séparées de la personne.
Because this person is in divine consciousness. So he's separate from these things.
Parce que cette personne est en conscience divine, donc il est séparé de ces choses.
So in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has already explained different factors which influence every activity.
Dans la Bhagavad Gita, Krishna a déjà décrit plusieurs facteurs qui influencent chaque activité.
Yeah, we read this. We read before about the different factors which influence everything.
Nous avons lu à propos de cela avant.
And it was mentioned, it didn't say fortune, but it said the super soul, that the super soul was there.
À ce moment-là, ce n'était pas écrit la fortune ou la chance, mais c'était écrit le Paramatma.
And it was described that the super soul is the most significant of the 5 factors.
Et c'était là décrit que le Vishnu à l'intérieur du cœur, Paramatma, était le plus important de tous ces facteurs.
So in the same way here, fortune is the most significant of these 5 factors.
Et de la même manière ici, la providence est le plus important des 5 facteurs.
It's often discussed in the Bhagavad Gita. What is the cause? What is the reason why we do certain things?
C'est souvent décrit dans la Bhagavad Gita. Quelle est la cause? Quelle est la raison pour laquelle nous faisons différentes choses?
We hear sometimes that Krishna is the supreme controller. So is Krishna responsible for everything?
Nous entendons souvent que Krishna est le contrôleur suprême. Alors, est-ce que Krishna est responsable de chaque chose?
We know Lord Krishna is in the heart of everyone. And so is he responsible for all of our good and bad activities?
Nous savons que Krishna est dans le cœur de chaque personne. Et donc, est-il responsable de chacune de nos bonnes et mauvaises actions?
And so if Lord Krishna is responsible, then we shouldn't suffer. Krishna should suffer. Why should we suffer if we're not?
Donc,
if
si Krishna est responsable, pourquoi devons-nous souffrir?
So, and we'll see there's a verse where Lord Krishna said, I'm not responsible for everyone's sinful and pious activities.
Et nous verrons qu'il y a un verset où Krishna explique qu'il n'est pas responsable pour chacune de nos bonnes et mauvaises actions.
But Krishna, as the super soul, he's the witness to all their activities. He oversees everything.
Mais Krishna, en tant que âme suprême, voit chaque chose que nous faisons.
So then sometimes people think that material nature itself is responsible for everything.
Alors, donc, parfois, certaines personnes pensent que c'est la nature matérielle.
So there are 3 considerations. There's the Supreme Lord, there's the material nature, and there's the individual living entity.
En fait, il y a 3 choses à considérer.
So
Dieu,
yeah.
Dieu, la nature matérielle, et la personne elle-même.
Right.
Alors,
So who is responsible?
Alors, qui donc est le responsable?
Does Krishna have to take the blame for everything?
Est-ce que c'est Krishna qui est responsable de tous les actes et de tous les péchés?
Krishna said himself, he said, I'm not responsible for everybody's actions.
Lui, il l'a dit qu'il n'est pas responsable pour toutes les activités à tout le monde.
Is the material nature responsible?
Est-ce que c'est la nature matérielle qui est responsable?
Well, material nature is dull matter. It does not have any consciousness.
En réalité, la nature matérielle n'est pas responsable, elle n'a aucune conscience.
So material nature is not responsible.
Donc, elle ne peut pas être responsable.
Everything is ultimately, it's all depends on the individual's desire.
En fait, tout dépend du désir de l'individu lui-même.
The individual desires, the living entity has his own desires, and the Supreme Lord knows the desire of the living entity. He sanctions it.
Krishna connaît le désir de chaque entité vivante et donc, quand il a ce désir, soit il la permet, soit il ne la permet pas.
And then it's facilitated through the three modes of material nature.
Et ensuite, si il donne son accord, elle est facilitée par les trois modes de la nature matérielle.
Okay? So Lord Krishna is just describing to us the relationship here between the Lord, the material nature, and the living entity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So,
Michael Prabhu, are you there?
yeah, so basically it's since Krishna is controlling everything, we don't get any none of the karma goes to either of the act or the circumstances and everything because it's in a separate dimension.
Well, Krishna is controlling everything. He's overseeing everything. He's not He's not responsible for everything.
I'm saying acts in Krishna consciousness are in a different dimension in a way because they're different. They just don't get any karma.
That's right. Yeah, if you act in Krishna consciousness, then there's no karma. Yeah.
The circumstances are kind of arranged and all that.
Yeah. Krishna arranges for the devotee.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. 5.10. Nitya, do you want to read this?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. 5.10. Brahmani adaya karmani sangam tyakva karoti yah lipyate nasa papena batma patram ivam vasha. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Purport. Here, Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness. The material world is a sum total manifestation of the three modes of material nature, technically called the Pradhana. The Vedic hymns Sarvam Hai Etat Brahma Mandukya Upanishatu Tasmat Etat Brahma Nama Rupam Anam Cha Jayate Mundaka Upanishad 1.2.10 and in the Bhagavad Gita 14.3 Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma indicates that everything in the material world is a manifestation of Brahman. And although the effects of the differently manifested, they are non-different from the cause. In the Ishopanishad, it is said that everything is related to the Supreme Brahman or Krishna. and thus everything belongs to him only. One who knows perfectly well that everything belongs to Krishna, that he is the proprietor of everything, and that therefore everything is engaged in the service of the Lord, naturally has nothing to do with the results of his activities, whether virtuous or sinful. Even one material body, being a gift of the Lord for carrying out a particular type of action, can be engaged in Krishna consciousness. It is then beyond contamination by sinful reaction, exactly as a lotus leaf, though remaining in the water, is not wet. The Lord also says in the Gita 3.30, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. Resign all works unto me, Krishna. The conclusion is that a person without Krishna consciousness acts according to the concepts of the material body and senses. But a person in Krishna consciousness acts according to the knowledge that the body is the property of Krishna and should therefore be engaged in the service of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, so everything which I was explaining practically is confirmed here in the purport.
The French.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Sorry. Tout comme l'eau n'effleure pas la feuille du lotus, le péché n'affecte pas celui qui s'acquitte de son devoir sans attachement et on remet les fruits au Seigneur suprême. Alors, ce que expliquait le gourou est réexpliqué ici sur cette page.
So Srila Prabhupada is explaining how the material world is a manifestation of Brahman.
Srila Prabhupada explique comment ce monde matériel est une manifestation de Brahman.
Right? The material world comes from the Brahman. The Brahman is the energy of Lord Krishna.
Le monde matériel vient donc du Brahman. Le Brahman est une énergie à Krishna.
So the effects, in other words, the different objects of the material world and the different forms of life and living entities are all different. There's so many different species of life, and there's many varieties within the creation.
Et donc, les effets, les êtres vivants du monde matériel et les différentes variétés, all the varieties are what?
There's an unlimited number of varieties of living entities and different objects in the material world.
Il y a un nombre presque illimité de variétés d'êtres vivants et de variétés matérielles dans le monde matériel.
So these are the effects which are produced when the Brahman comes into the material world.
Alors, ceux-ci sont les effets produits par le Brahman qui vient dans le monde matériel.
And Srila Prabhupada said it's not different from the cause.
Mais il est expliqué que cela n'est pas différent de la cause.
The cause is the Brahman. Everything came from the Brahman, and with the material world, with all its variety, is caused by the Brahman.
La cause n'est pas différente de l'effet. C'est l'effet qui crée toutes ces choses. They're created by him.
Yeah.
And they're him.
No, they're not him, but they're caused by him. They're coming from him.
Ils viennent de lui.
So ultimately, that Brahman is the energy of Krishna, and Krishna is the supreme Brahman.
Alors, à la base, ce Brahman vient de Krishna, et Krishna est donc le Brahman suprême.
We are also Brahman. We are spirit souls. We're sparks of the Brahman.
Nous sommes aussi Brahman. Nous sommes des âmes spirituel. Nous sommes une partie de Brahman.
And Krishna is the supreme Brahman.
Et Krishna est le Brahman suprême.
Right? We're tiny Brahmans. We're like little sparks, and Krishna's like the fire, the big fire, blazing fire. And we're little sparks of the blazing
Nous
fire.
sommes des toutes petites étincelles. Et Krishna lui-même est un immense feu.
And so we come into the material world, and we come into the material world, we're thinking to enjoy the material world independently of Krishna.
Nous venons dans le monde matériel et nous pensons profiter du monde matériel sans Krishna.
But actually, material world has been created by Krishna for his enjoyment.
Par contre, en réalité, le monde matériel a été créé par Krishna pour son propre plaisir à lui-même.
When we use it for his enjoyment, then we will also feel enjoyment ourselves.
Quand nous l'utilisons pour son plaisir, nous aurons nous-mêmes aussi du plaisir.
As devotees, we all experience that. When we do service for Krishna, we feel pleasure serving Krishna.
Comme en tant que dévots du Seigneur, nous avons cette expérience que quand nous servons Krishna, nous avons du plaisir.
Okay. Any questions?
Guru Maharaj, it's so surprising to know that material world is created for Krishna's enjoyment. I thought Krishna has created the material world because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna.
Well, you're given that free will.
Vaishnavi pensait que le monde était créé pour... What did you think it was for?
I thought the material world is for our enjoyment.
Vaishnavi pensait que le monde matériel était créé pour notre plaisir à nous, pour que nous en profitions.
Yes, we take birth in the material world with that consciousness.
Nous prenons naissance dans le monde matériel avec cette conscience de profiter pour nous-mêmes du monde matériel, avec
Yeah.
cette pensée.
We're thinking, I am the controller. We're thinking, I am the proprietor. Everything is for my enjoyment.
Nous pensons que c'est nous les propriétaires et que tout nous appartient pour nous le plaisir.
This is our illusion.
Ceci est mon illusion, ceci est notre illusion.
And when we try to act as the enjoyer, then we get problems.
Et quand nous essayons d'agir en tant que profiteurs, nous avons des problèmes.
We become disappointed. We're trying to enjoy, but we become disappointed that I'm not enjoying as much as I wanted to enjoy.
Quand nous essayons de profiter du monde matériel, nous devenons frustrés, car nous n'arrivons pas à avoir autant de plaisir que nous n'en voudrions.
I'm suffering so much. I'm suffering so many miseries. I don't know why.
Nous souffrons beaucoup de misère sans savoir pourquoi, en fait.
My enjoyment is so short. It's so flickering and temporary.
Mon plaisir est tellement court, comme une petite étincelle qui s'éteint et qui se rallume.
But my suffering seems to go on for ages. I suffer so much, so many miseries.
Nos moments de plaisir sont hyper courts et temporaires, tandis que notre misère et notre tristesse semblent inimaginables.
Why?
Immenses.
Why am I suffering?
Pourquoi est-ce que je souffre?
Because we're not recognizing our actual position.
car nous ne reconnaissons pas notre position actuelle, notre vraie identité.
We are thinking we are the master, but actually we're meant to be the servant.
Nous croyons que nous sommes le maître, mais en réalité, nous sommes le servant.
So when we become the servant, then we will experience real happiness.
Quand nous devenons le servant, c'est seulement là que nous allons avoir l'expérience du vrai plaisir.
Okay.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
So we have to chant japa now.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur. Very noisy here.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Durga Puja.
Okay. Okay. Even in the temple, Guru Maharaj, they also do?
Oh, that's the village, coming from the village near here.
Okay. Okay.
Bengali village nearby. All the villagers are celebrating Durga Puja.
Okay.
They play the music until early morning, the
Oh.
whole night. Very loud.
For
Bengali.
Mother Durga. For Mother Durga, right? For Mother Durga.
Durga Puja.
Okay.
Very big festival. Very big festival for Bengalis.
Yeah. Even
Bengalis all worship Durga. Right?
Send you please the video, movie.
Huh?
Send you please the video, movie.
Want a video?
It's possible?
Video
Okay.
from Durga Puja, Guru Maharaj.
Durga Puja, yes, very
Yes.
loud music. They love Bengali style, very loud music.
Yes, we hear.
Okay. Whole night, cannot sleep. The whole night.
Oh, it's awful, Guru Maharaj.
We don't celebrate, right? We celebrate Guru Maharaj, Durga Puja.
No, we don't celebrate.
Great. Okay. Okay, Guru Maharaj.
So, Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna, thank you
keep
very
in
much.
touch. Let me know what Krishna Prema Rup says. Tell
Yes.
me what they say, what we should do.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Surely,
Yeah.
Guru
We
Maharaj.
have to move on that
Okay.
and ask them about receipts.
Okay. Okay, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, surely. I'll ask them. I'll
Okay,
keep you updated, Guru Maharaj.
okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Lord
Thank you so
Prabhupada
much.
ki.
Jai.
Bye.
Jai.
Bhakti Vrinda ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna devotees, I'm sorry that I asked most of the questions. I didn't give much chance to all of you. If you can write your questions to me in the chat or something, we can ask next time also. Simon,
Okay.
other Matajis, Prabhujis can write me the questions you might have in this verse.
Okay.
And
No problem, Vaishnavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vaishnavi Mataji.
yeah, Hare
Just
Krishna.
now you say about you do prayers for the person who passed away.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, normally we do one more thing. We put the tulasi stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tulasi stick.
Yes.
The one is a very good, very more
On the body?
on the chest.
On the chest?
For devotee, we put on the chest.
Chest. Okay.
If for non-devotee, we can put on the chest or at the back of the head because they don't know about Tulasi Devi.
Oh, back of the head.
Yeah.
But
And then,
they are refrigerated the body for 1 week and put in a coffin. I don't know whether.
no, if you are devotee, we follow Krishna way. Normally, we are put in the coffin. Only keep for 1 day. We straight away we will have to do the ceremony.
Yeah, but this case I think they are burying the body. It's okay. You can,
Burning the body is very good. It's this very auspicious thing to do. So
burying the body is good.
yeah, but you not to ask because they are non-devotee. They are non-devotee. We have to ask first. Normally they agree. They're very happy you do this because they want to do something good for the dead body. Normally they agree.
Oh.
But for devotee, we already know that anybody pass away, we put the tulasi stick on the chest and we put the tulasi leaf. Tulasi leaf, okay, you can ask a priest to do it. Tulasi leaf in the mouth for devotee.
No, okay.
But non-devotee have to be careful a bit because sometimes have to family they don't like or we don't know. We have to respect them.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe you can ask about this.
Even for non-devotee, we can put the tulasi, no problem, right?
Yeah, devotee we have somebody, some priest, special priest to do this. So they normally they will put the stick on the chest and put tulasi leaf in the mouth.
Okay, Mataji, thank you so much.
It's good. Actually, when you're doing this, it's good for you. So no, you are already like doing. They say you doing this. You read the Bhagavad Gita for somebody who passed away. It's like you doing the fire sacrifice for 1,000 times like that, something like that.
Oh.
For you, yes.
Okay, Mataji.
If you do the tulasi, do the tulasi leaf.
Okay.
For you and good for you and good for the person who passed away.
Okay.
Yeah. So they say the Yamaraj won't come.
Yamaraj won't come. Yes.
Yamaraj won't touch them. So
Okay.
you go to the better place, they say.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, Mataji, thank you so much.
Vaishnavi, you don't remember the story about the parrot who was reciting Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah.
Parrot
Yes.
So the lady was like some kind of low grade
prostitute
and she heard her parrot saying something, so she went to heaven.
Yeah.
But in fact, the parrot had heard Bhagavad Gita from the previous person.
Previous
And so
lifetime,
it
yes.
made that very low grade person go to Vaikunta just
Yes.
from hearing Bhagavad Gita. So
Yes.
what about if you were saying it to someone?
Yeah. Oh, wonderful, Prabhuji. Very nice
Oh
comparison.
yeah, that's what this story is for. It's to explain that.
Yes, I should understand all. Very nice. So, Fernando Prabhu, Sridevi Mataji, I don't want to keep you waiting, but yeah, I just want to have a small talk with Fernando.
Okay, Mataji, thank you so much for organizing the
Prabhuji.
class.
Mataji,
But,
please write your questions in case if you
Yeah.
have. Michael also, Michael, wonderful translation as usual.
Okay.
Okay, sorry,
Wait,
kind of difficult.
Michael, you wait. Let's talk with Fernando. Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Fernando.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You know, as you can see, I'm still at work.
Yeah,
Working a lot
Prabhuji,
this
how are you
day.
doing? How is your health?
Yeah, I'm doing okay now. I just got a little flu a few days ago, but now it's quite okay. I'm feeling well, but I still have a lot of work. That's why I spend my whole time between my work and my home. So
Yeah, I
that's why
understand. Prabhuji, we
I
are
couldn't join.
you in the satsang, but next week, from next week, the Damodar month is starting.
Yeah, it starts next week already. Okay, perfect.
So actually, I wanted to know one thing. I want to fix another program depending upon that. Are you free? You are working on Saturday and Sundays also, Prabhu?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, if you just let me know quite before, I can try to organize. Yeah.
Okay, because we don't want to miss you during the Damodar month. I want to know next week which day is a holiday for you.
Yeah, actually, I can send you a message. And so another thing that I'm trying to skip WhatsApp because I'm just working with messages. That's why I'm not online on WhatsApp.
With you then? Call?
Yeah, you can send me message, even an email or even message. Okay.
Message or email. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm still keep the WhatsApp for you for the group and for devotees only, or for you, people, my friends. So
Got it. You're not checking so much on WhatsApp. Even Simon sent me a message that he doesn't want WhatsApp. He wants to move to Telegram or something. I saw that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But Prabhuji,
I will
most
call.
important is I want to know which times you are free so that I want to coordinate you, Tanmay and Simon like that. We can meet and sometimes Michael also. Yeah, like
Perfect.
that. Because we don't want to miss you in the association, and I wanted to adjust programs according to your time. Yeah.
Perfect. So kind, because I really miss being between you and all among you
It's
devotees.
been
So
a long
I miss
time,
the
Prabhuji. I was thinking about you. Even Tanmay missed so many sessions because of his work. Simon is the one who is coming regularly now.
yes, Simon Prabhu always, yeah.
And Mike,
So, yeah.
who do you want to join? Oh, he already went out of the group. Okay, good.
Yeah. I will, Mataji, I will call you back for sure. You can count on me. I will just let you know when my days are free for the next week.
Yeah. Oh my
and
God.
yeah,